All right, happy Wednesday night, everybody. Welcome on in to the mobile Hat Creek Interior Studios tonight as we're in Red River, New Mexico at the Red River Brewery. Night 3 of our 3-night scheduled residency here at the brewery. We've had a great time hanging out with you guys. A lot of Texas Tech, great football stuff to talk about, basketball as well this week. And then a big What If Wednesday question for you this evening. So we want you to get in, just like the old days on the Periscope broadcast. Let us know the audio is good, the video is good. But we're glad you're here and joining us on the United Supermarkets and Market Street chat line tonight. Whatever's on your mind, whether you're on our YouTube page, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. We want 700 subscribers by the end of the weekend. You guys can make it happen. Be sure and hit like and share. If you're on Facebook, same thing. Like and share and invite your friends in. And for our good friends on Twitter X, at Ryan Hyatt Media, same deal. The more the merrier. So let them know we're talking about things that matter to you. And we're doing it live from the mountains of Red River, New Mexico, right next to our home away from home, Lifts West Hotel and Condominium. Call our friend Billy Hurst. They're already booking up for the ski season, and they're going to get this thing rocking and rolling. Come Thanksgiving, they're already making snow on the mountain as we speak. Well, not technically as we speak. Later on tonight when it cools down some. So tonight, Tech checks in number 8 in the first college football playoff rankings. Are you surprised? Is that a fair number? Did you like it? You tell us about that. Did the Big 12 get respect? Also, What If Wednesday? On Wednesdays, it's all history. What if there were no college football playoff? What if it was like 1998 to 2013? The BCS championship game. I mean, that's it. 1 versus 2. How would that affect your enthusiasm for this season right now with an 8th-ranked team if there were no playoff? And I'm not even talking the 12 team, or I'm not even the 4 team. I'm talking nothing at all. Just 1 versus 2 like we had for so many years. And we were thankful for it, at least at that point. Men's basketball on your mind, we want to hear from you. And we'll talk about, from a BYU standpoint, who's the bigger player to stop? LJ Martin or Bear Bachmeyer? They're both really good, obviously. So let's get this thing rolling. Let's get your comments coming in, questions, thoughts, and everything else. In 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com, the website. Start your day every day checking out the Raiderland Hot Links, brought to you by legendary Jackson Brothers Meat Company right down there in Post, Texas. They handle all your processing needs. They ship anywhere, pretty much anywhere. I don't know. There's probably some places maybe they don't ship through, like College Station. But other than that, get your orders in. Tell them thanks for supporting Raiderland. We're also brought to you tonight here as we work in the mobile Hat Creek Interior Studios at the Red River Brewery by Shropshire Insurance of Texas. Big enough for the whole state, based in Lubbock. Jeff Shropshire and his crew can handle your insurance needs. Go to their website, their Facebook page, check out all they have to offer. Let them take care of your insurance needs in 2025 and beyond. All right, so here we go. James is going to lead us off today. He's the first win out on Facebook. Good to see James out there. You should have come out here, James. The next time we do this, we need to really plan ahead. We need to get a bunch of you guys, and we'll just have Raiderland in the mountains. We'll have a bunch of you guys come out here. We'll have a good time. You know, we can make plans. I mean, I'm not going to dine with you people. I mean, come on. There are limits to what I'm going to do, but hey, we'll do what we can. I'm kidding. I might have one lunch with you. Jeff gets in on our YouTube channel. He's a liker and a sharer. Says both we, meaning Texas Tech and BYU, are better than Ole Miss. Both should be 1 higher. Also, Notre Dame shouldn't be in the top 20. And for those who aren't aware of where the rankings turned out, so it's Ohio State 1, Indiana 2. I'm good with that. A&M, I think, has earned the 3 slot, being undefeated out of the SEC. I'm okay with that. Alabama at 7-1 and 4. Okay, maybe. Georgia 7-1. Oh, they're in the SEC, but yeah. Ole Miss at 6. I could put them behind both Texas Tech and BYU, but I knew it wasn't going to happen because they're a 1-loss team, and guess which conference they play in. I think the biggest surprise I had was when Oregon popped up before Tech at 9. That I really thought Tech was in that 9 slot, and I was going to be intrigued how they handled Oregon and how they worked them in with that BYU Tech tangle right there. They gave themselves a lot of latitude, by the way, knowing that Tech and BYU are going to eliminate each other out of the top 10. Somebody's leaving the top 10. Losers going. So that allows them to move up both Notre Dame and Oregon if they want to. The loser of this Tech BYU game will fall past those teams, probably past Texas sitting there at 11 and Oklahoma at 7-2 sitting at 12. And then we get to the Utah. But the question remains, do you like where Tech was ranked? Are you pleased with it? Anything surprise you? You tell us tonight. And then the What If Wednesday, what if there were no college football playoff? JC Double T on YouTube. I thought 8 so fair in my opinion. I think I remember you saying yesterday it was going to be 8. At the old days, 1 versus 2, we would be bowl speculating. And how boring would that be, in my opinion? Now, we used to do that, but you'd be sitting here with an 8-1 team with virtually no chance to get to the title game, probably. Stranger things could happen. But you would be sitting here with one of your best teams ever, and with 1 loss in the old BCS era, you probably host. I think it would take a lot from it, and that's why tonight we will reiterate. We will say once again to this fine audience, and we want you to tell other people, expand the playoff to 16, do it now. The expanded playoff has been great for college football. NIL has been great for college football. The transfer portal has been great for college football. Look at some of these teams in the top 10 in the rankings, all right? Look who's in the mix to play for a national championship. Legitimately, not pie in the sky. Expanded. I would hate it this year if Tech were 8-1, and you would just be sitting here going, well, maybe Cotton Bowl, or maybe, you might get to play in the Alamo Bowl or something. James on our Facebook page. 3 Big 12 teams in the top 16, not bad. I asked my principal for days off. Planning for subs is awful. I'll call your principal. We'll work it out with them when we get the next Raiderland in the mountains figured out. I will provide you all with excuse notes for work, whatever you need. We have high-quality lawyers that watch this program every night. We can probably come up with something from a legal standpoint. We have medical professionals. Now, Dr. John Skelton at Live Life Well Clinic would never compromise his medical professionalism, but maybe like a little note, John? Something small, maybe? My patient here needs to go to the mountains and breathe clean air and walk in the mountains at elevation and get cardio going. See, we can make this work. JC back again. You guys can get it on the United Supermarkets Market Street chat line tonight. Give us your thoughts. Tech checks in at 8. You pleased with that? Surprise. What if Wednesday? What if there were no college football playoff? The way we didn't have anything like it until '98. Then we had the BCS. Then we expanded to 4. Now, obviously, we're at 12. You guys, for those of you, welcome to College Football History 101. Placed a Big 12 bumper sticker behind the 2 SEC bumpers of Texas and OU.
No, I mean, I'm just driving by.
And looking at and trying to figure out, who's going to knock each other off out of maybe the top 4. And this, I'm not ready to have the conversation yet of would you rather be top 4, or would you rather be like 5, 6, 7 and host a game at Jones Stadium, or would you want the bye and then play your first game? We're talking about it, so I just violated my own whatever. That if Texas Tech did go win the Big 12 title, I think they would slot them into that Cotton Bowl on New Year's Eve, and you'd be playing that game there. You'd be playing in the Cotton Bowl against whoever ended up being matched up with you. And I'm not even worried about the matchups right now that they showed. Tech would be funneling into Ohio State, just much like the bracket, in round 2 of the NCAA basketball tournament. Not even worried about that. That's going to change a whole lot. But at some point after Saturday, hopefully, you might be able to start having that conversation of would you rather? Would you rather host, or would you rather have the bye? Come on. A year ago, you're just happy you're making a bowl game, and then you're disappointed because you had a complete and utter no-show against an Arkansas team that I think I could have started for that Arkansas team that night. Alan jumps in. Alan used to be our Utah correspondent, having spent a lot of time outside of Salt Lake City and in Salt Lake City. He's going to join us to talk breaking down BYU tomorrow night on the show. It says BYU at 7 feels generous. They've struggled mightily on the road this season against lesser competition, while Texas Tech has gone on the road and won at the House of Horrors, the Bermuda Triangle that is Manhattan, Kansas for Texas Tech. Obviously going and winning, deafening Utah. How many false starts will Tech have with the home crowd revved up Saturday? Yeah, I'll put Tech's road schedule. If we want to go road for road, I mean, the only reason BYU's ahead of you, they're undefeated, which the last time I checked, that's a fairly legitimate reason to be ahead of somebody. You've won all your games. We get it. Jeff, I want to be on the opposite side of the bracket from the Ohio State University. I think they're obviously very, very good. Obviously very, very good. But they played with their food a couple of times. They did it the other day. There is not a juggernaut team in college football this year. There is not a team that can't be had, certainly on a neutral field. There is not a team that I look out there and say Texas Tech could not compete against. And a lot of it goes to the defense. But I believe that with this Texas Tech defense, that no matter who you play, you would have not just a fighting chance, not a puncher's chance, a legitimate chance if you could generate enough offense. Because the team that could hang up a big number offensively against this Tech defense, I don't know, Carolina Panthers maybe. So I don't care what side of the bracket you're on or where you kind of funnel into. Allen jumps back in. Get the first round game at home. They don't need a 27-day break between games. I have a tendency to agree with that, which is another reason why I really think they should expand the playoff and go to 16, so you get 116, 215. You don't have the long playoff break. You've got all the 8 top seeds get to play a home game. I think you deserve that. You earn that. I mean, it makes so much sense to do it that way. And then you can funnel in the bowl games, which nobody really cares about. I mean, does anybody really care about playing in the Rose Bowl? If Tech played a game in the Rose Bowl stadium and they called it the Rose Bowl, but it's in the college football playoff, you don't care that you're in the Rose Bowl, you care that you're in the college football playoff. So nothing matters about those things anymore. But TV tie-ins being what they are, the networks have to tread incredibly lightly. I mean, you wouldn't have an NFL team want a 27-day break, right? And we're playing pro football these days, so you wouldn't want that. Allen Tech Ohio State playoff game would end 12-10 in 4 overtimes. By the way, the Tucker Brow, this is a Marzen. It is the last stages of their Oktoberfest brew. They'll be moving into some more of the seasonal beers here at Red River Brewery in the coming days and weeks. So if you're making your way up here for Thanksgiving opening weekend, be sure to drop by, tell Michael and the staff thanks for letting us broadcast here. And then go right next door to Lifts West when you check in and say, hey, Billy, Ryan Hyatt said to come here. Billy will be like, who? He'd say, Ryan Hyatt from Lubbock. He'll look at you, and he'll charge you 10% extra. So come to think of it, don't mention my name. That would probably be a bad thing. If you're just getting in, we're in the Mobile Hat Creek Interior Studios. If you want great Western-style furniture, ranch-style furniture, you're looking at Hat Creek Interiors, hatcreek.us on their website, 10101 South Slide Road, the showroom in Lubbock, Texas. They do ship everywhere in the United States. They're not just the best between Dallas and Denver. They're the best. Period. End of sentence. When you're featured in the Cowboys and Indians magazine, when you have that kind of power, I guess you would say, you know what you're doing. Corey Flanagan, great guy. We're so pleased that they work with us here in Raiderland. We want you guys, no matter what you're looking to do. I mean, they do outdoor furniture for you. You can do your man cave, your living room, even like kitchen, dining, like cool dining. Most guys, you don't think about your dining room table, your dining room. When you go there, you will. Trust me. And we're presented today by Shropshire Insurance of Texas. Big enough for the whole state, based out of Lubbock, Texas, USA. So Tech checking in at 8 in the rankings last night. Pleased by that. Surprised by anything. The what if Wednesday question. Alternate history every Wednesday. What if there were no college football playoffs? That it was back in the old days. maybe just 1 versus 2 in the BCS era, or even then, what if this season were happening right now, and you were 8-1 and you were ranked 8? Back in the old days, you were just trying to make the Cotton Bowl, win the Southwest Conference, or then the Big 12. I submit that the changes in college football have made everything better, including this year. And if you want to talk about Texas Tech basketball, I did not get to see any of it last night. I don't feel like I missed anything, and they hung, one basket away from 100 against Lindenwood. The biggest story, Lawan Watts doesn't play. The second biggest story is JT Toppin doesn't play, and then Luke Bamboye doesn't play as well. So you have 3 of your top players that aren't on the court last night, and you still win by a massive margin. So we'll get into basketball more in the coming days and weeks, but it gives you a little time to ease your way into the season. All right, back to United Supermarkets, Market Street chat line. JC, if we win out, we'll be 4. If we lose Saturday, out. But no worries. I would love bracket as is. Oregon at home, Ohio State and Dallas for sure. Ohio State, big win. TU slipped by Kentucky, Mississippi State, Vandy. Yes, please. Yeah. Texas would be great. James, I want to host a first round and feed into the Ole Miss, or have Ole Miss feed into you. I don't think Ole Miss is going to be ahead of you. I'll say this right now: if you're in the college football playoff, you'll be ahead of Ole Miss. I think most likely, because that means you're going to beat BYU. You're going to go to the Big 12 playoff. You are going to be a 1-loss team. You're going to be ahead of Ole Miss. He's not the David Collier, but he is a David Collier. And yes, I will have a beer for you. Even had some hot wings the other day for you. They have the Asian wings here, much like DJ's Dugout, Omaha, Nebraska. Andy jumps in on our Facebook page. Andy's a traditionalist. He's a classic. He's a one game at a timer. I just want to win this weekend. You'd be good in the locker room. Just want to win. Jeff, men's basketball question: should I go ahead and buy tickets for round 1 and 2? March Madness in St. Louis, hoping to see Grant's boys. St. Louis, or is it? I thought there was is there not an Oklahoma City or Dallas or something? I thought there was a first and second round that was closer than St. Louis. Maybe you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just could have sworn I looked at some bracket or something the other day that I thought, that it was closer than St. Louis. But yes, whatever the closest, regional first and second round is going to be to Lubbock, go ahead, buy tickets. I feel really good about this team. I think McCaslin feels really good about this team. Michael Byrne on our YouTube channel, hosting a first round against UT would be nice. Okay, there's again, we're violating the prime directive here talking about this, but there's a part of me that would love to see Texas Tech oust a former or in-state competitor like Texas or A&M. There's part of me that I'd rather play somebody else and get away from the extraneous aspects of interstate rivalry, but then it would just be off the rails, good stuff, fun. So, what does it really matter? Tech and A&M, why not? We'll just say it out loud. Tech and A&M in the national title game. There's the would you rather. Would you want to deny them their first national title since television? Or would you like to beat an Ohio State or an Alabama? A brand name, a national program, unlike Texas A&M. Robert Delgado gets in. Pros can't go undefeated. Why do we expect college teams to go undefeated? Fewer games, easier schedule, and a greater disparity from the really good teams to the medium to the really bad. But no, I don't expect teams to go undefeated. It's going to be harder and harder in college football for anybody to do that, particularly as we compress the talent, and by that I mean into the top 4 conferences. Where was the ACC yesterday? How's the ACC? Has anyone checked in on the ACC?
That's enough for the game, you know.
JC says no TU here. James is on Facebook. In the old BCS, I think Tech would play in the Sugar Bowl against UGA or Alabama. I mean, you had to be back in the top 8 or top 6, I guess, back then. So even then, in the old BCS, without the playoff, the BCS games, you'd still be on the outside looking in right now. Jeff says OKC round 1's too close. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought I was seeing, that Oklahoma City was a possible destination. So I would say, yeah, buy the tickets there, get your hotel there, and then if Tech ends up somewhere else, you can sell it to whichever group of fans, is coming in, and you can unload those tickets probably. A little arbitrage, a little fan-to-fan arbitrage. Nothing wrong with that. I think it would work out. I mean, as long as we're trying to figure out who Tech's going to play in the football national championship, why not sit here on November 5th and try to figure out where Texas Tech is going to be as an overall number 2 seed in the NCAA tournament come March? My hypocrisy knows no bounds.
People don't know any better.
I really don't have time to get into it tonight, so I'm just going to set the table a little bit for tomorrow. We are going to do some more in-depth breakdowns on this BYU team with Alan Corbin, our longtime Raiderland correspondent, radio as well. He harkens back to the old Williams and Hyatt show days. I mean, he was a kid, but he was there. And the player that is more important to stop, that if you had to take away one player for BYU, is it Martin at running back or is it Bachmeier at quarterback, the talented freshman? A lot of years we would be saying, you got to figure out which one you can take away and do the best you can. It's entirely possible that this Texas Tech defense can take away both of them, that it can control both the running game of the quarterback, and he's a decent passer, all right? He's not a bad passer, but I think he hurts you first running. And, of course, Martin, you're a Big 12 leading rusher right now, 789 yards on the ground. So it may not be a pure either or. The discussion tomorrow may center on which one do you think is more dangerous? Which one do you think is more dangerous to Texas Tech? Because we've really been, I have, quite pleased with how Texas Tech has handled running quarterbacks this year. I am not concerned about that at all. Robert Delgado, is there any way Big 12 can get 3 teams in? I don't think so. Cincinnati's not even really a part of the conversation anymore. You'd have to have like Texas Tech and BYU somehow match up again. And then who would be your next best team out there? Utah, I guess. If Utah runs the table, maybe. I can't see it. I really don't think the path is there. I don't think the path is there for Utah. It could be to get in through the Big 12 title game, but I am doubtful that it would break. Everything would have to break so perfectly for the league, and that wouldn't necessarily be good for Tech. Our defense is going to shine this weekend in the spotlight. Also, J-Rod for Heisman. If you were a wide receiver, if you were almost any other position, Jacob Rodriguez would be talked about completely as a Heisman Trophy candidate. The fact that he's not even a candidate is really glaring to me. JC, the answer to which is yes, both runs same places. Both run same places. Hope UT is first man out. Well, it would truly be a shame to see a fine, long-time SEC program that has dominated the landscape there in the Southeastern Conference end up at 13. I mean, Sarkisian is right. If they've got 3 or 4 losses, you need to take all that into account. They are Texas. James, if Tech holds BYU under 125 yards, they've got a good chance to win. Well, yeah, if they hold BYU to under 125, are you saying rushing? Because they are just almost identical at about 216 on the ground, 216 through the air so far this year. I mean, you talk about ridiculous balanced attack. In fact, I think I've got that note in front of me. Yeah, rush yards per game, 216.6. Passing yards per game, 216.8. Total offense, 433.4. And their total defense is 318.3. Tech's total defense yardage allowed per game, 271.3. So yeah, if you could keep them under 125 rushing, hello, yeah, you will win that game, in my opinion. Tennessee 25 to give Bama a boost this week. They bring them in just to help that metric. I know what they're doing. I didn't have the audio up for all of it. Somebody said that they actually talked about on the show, trying to do ESPN a favor by having Tech and BYU at 8 and 9. I'm assuming if that actually was said, that it was said in jest and everything. It was just kind of funny, right? That was the case there. We're just going to go with that, right? They were joking. Oh, well. Beats trying to figure out if Texas Tech can go play in the Liberty Bowl against a 5-loss team, right? Bill says the quarterback needs to be put in the tent. Ouch. Right. I'm not sure if that means he has to go to Raiderville and camp out. I need to look into this comment more deeply and find out exactly what Bill is talking about. Putting a player in a tent. I don't think that's legal. All right, we'll clean up the last few comments that are coming in. We'll be back in the home studios tomorrow there in the Hat Creek Interior Studios, coming to you back from the South Plains. We've had just a tremendous stay at Lifts West. Highly recommend you check out their website and give them a holler and tell Billy thanks for doing everything that he has done for 25 some odd years, some of them even for us at theraiderland.com, our radio shows over the years. He has been a huge friend. He is a huge friend. And I really hope you guys, if you come to Red River, you get a chance during the winter season to stay with them at Lifts West. You'll love every minute of it. Of course, Michael Calhoun is what we call the founder of the feast around here with Red River Brewery. It's always nice when like a nuclear scientist gets bored with his job and says, I'm going to open a brewery in my hometown. He did 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years ago. Anyhow, it's really cool, and we hope you come by and say hello to them. We got a lot of great friends up here as well. D. Rutherford down there at Yesterday's Diner. They'll be open when you get here for the ski season. We're kind of mad at Dee. She actually took some time off, and I missed out on the greatest breakfast enchiladas that you can find in northern New Mexico, maybe anywhere in the known universe. So when you do come up here to Red River here during the ski season or whenever, walk down the street just a little bit from Lifts West and Yesterday's Diner. They will take care of you. Breakfast, lunch, and during the season they open up for dinner too. So they not just a breakfast place, really good. But we've enjoyed the hell out of our time here. Can't wait to get back home though. Ready to get this game. We've got sports anticipation going on right now. But Saturday we'll get here soon enough, right? It's going to get here soon enough. We got time to make it happen. All right. Thanks to JC and D. Thanks. Safe travels home. Tell them thanks from Raiderland. We will do it. We'll pass it along. You guys are the best audience out there. We appreciate you every night. The power of 5. 5 of you people go to our sponsors' Facebook page or their website. Tell them thanks for supporting what we do. It could be Red River Brewery tonight on their Facebook page, Shropshire Insurance, Hat Creek Interiors, United Supermarket. If every night 5 of you guys do that, and it don't take like 5 seconds to go do it. It means so much to the advertisers to find out that their message, and they already know that we've got a massive audience, but it just means a lot when you get that kind of feedback from people. So if you could do that, we'd appreciate it. We're going to have it posted on the website, and we'll see you later on tonight at theraiderland.com.